Welcome everyone to this first part of Java inheritance tutorial. So in Java, when you create a new class, you can define it to inherit from another existing class. For example, here I have a class A. For example, a class B can inherit from class A. We also say class B extends class A. And another class like class C here can inherit from class A, and we can also have other class that inherit from class B, class C. So here that's what we call single inheritance. Every class can have at most one parent class. So class A is the parent of class B and class C. Class B is the child of class A, and class B is the parent of class D. That's what we call single inheritance. Any class can inherit from at most one class and not inherit from multiple class. Here is an example of multiple inheritance. For example, class A can inherit from class B and class C in the same time. But this is not possible in Java, but possible in other programming language like C++. So in Java, inheritance is the process by which new child class includes public and protected and default, primitive variable, object, and method defined in the parent class, and also default variable, object, and method if they are in the same package. And any class or interface in Java inherit from object class. So let's begin practicing a little inheritance on Eclipse. So here I have created a simple project with a main class, with a main method to execute my application. So here I will create a new class. I will call it animal. Finish. I will put my class on the right of the screen, just here, and I will create another class, rabbit. Just here. Then I will put my console just here. So here, for example, I can define a rabbit to inherit from animal. So I will come here, extends animal. So animal is the parent class of rabbit, and rabbit is the child class of animal. Here, for example, if I can create a method, so public void it, a method with no return type, I use it void, and here I will display a rabbit eating something. Print line, and here eating good carrots with sharp cheese. So here I can create animal. So I will create rabbit equal new rabbit. So I have just created a rabbit, but I can create this rabbit by two different ways. Here I have create a rabbit with a type animal, and I will also create a rabbit with a type rabbit. Here the type of rabbit is the parent class animal, and here is the real class of rabbit. So for example, I can't use this method here if in my first reference. So rabbit, I will try, so I can't call the method it here, but here I can do it. So it, so here there is no problem, I can use my it method, but in my first instance I can't use it because the type is the parent class, and in the parent class I don't have the method it. So you have to be worried about that. So let's create a constructor. So here, for example, I will create a variable. For example, every animal has age. So age. And here I will create a constructor with public animal. And in this constructor, I will create an animal with a certain age. So here int age. And that's all. So I have just created a constructor in my parent class animal, and I have a compilation error in my rabbit class. So if I delete the constructor just here, the compilation error disappeared. But if I put my constructor in the parent class, here I will have a compilation error. Why? Because every time there is no constructor on a Java class, so Java will try to insert a constructor in your place. For example, here I don't have any constructor here, but I can call the constructor on a rabbit. Why? Because Java will insert a default constructor like that for you. So if I put this constructor, is the same that if I don't put it. And when Java insert a default constructor for you, Java also insert a constructor on the superclass like that. So this constructor is the same as this one without super, and it's the same as if there is no constructor. Welcome to Java. So here normally Java will insert a default no argument constructor with a super to call the constructor of the parent class. So I will put my constructor here on animal, and here I also have a compilation error. Why? Because when I insert explicitly a constructor with parameter here, so Java will not insert a default constructor. Because what happens when there is no constructor here, I don't have any compilation error. Why I don't have any compilation error? Because Java is inserting this constructor without any parameter like that. So now it's working, because here super will call the parent constructor, and there is no problem. But if I put any constructor with parameter, so Java won't find a constructor without argument. So here, to resolve the problem, I have to call the parent constructor with a certain value. Here super with a primitive integer 30, for example, and here I don't have any problem. So you have to be worried about that because Java is inserting default constructor when no constructor is present. But when you create explicitly a constructor, Java don't do that. And also every class on Java or interface in Java extends from object class. So here there is no extends object, but it's the same as no default, as no argument constructor. So Java insert that for you. So extend object. So here it's the same that if I don't put extend object, it's the same. And you can go to this class object if you are curious. So this class exists from JDK1, and the class object is the root of class hierarchy, and every class has a superclass. In here there is some common method like equal, for example, toString, notify, and some other common method for Java object. So that's all for this first part of Java inheritance. So in the other parts we'll go deeply on a certain point on Java inheritance. So thank you for watching and subscribe for more.